All right, so here we go again. I'm on to my Cy Young previews, well, the early Cy Young previews. So we're still a few weeks out from when this race is really going to heat up. But I thought I'd give my 2 cents now. So I talked about this on my blog as well, themaincard.wordpress.com, a couple weeks ago. A lot of debate as well. These races are still completely wide open. In the American League, depending on how you look at this, there could be 10 legitimate candidates. Zach Britton, people all over Britton. I know his scoreless streak ended last night, but 43 consecutive innings. He's had a silly season. His sinker's his next level. His team's not bad. They're competing. I think they're going to fall and slide a little bit. That starting rotation's terrible. Chris Tillman's hurt, which I never thought Chris Tillman being hurt would actually hurt a rotation, but this year he's found something. I have a hard time believing that Chris Britton's going to win this award, despite how great he's been. The value of a closer is just so overblown. 70 great innings does not equal 200 great innings, no matter when those innings are happening. You look at the legitimate candidates, or people that are saying legitimate candidates, you're looking at Tanaka, Kluber, Quintana to an extent, I guess, Chris Sale, a couple Blue Jays in there, Aaron Sanchez. I think Estrada, with the way he's kind of slipped his last 3-4 starts and how much the analytics hate him, I think he's kind of out of the race. David Price and Verlander you can also throw in there. Like, there's so many guys. Danny Duffy and Michael Fulmer are going to come into that conversation big time, especially Duffy. The tear that kid has been on is pretty silly. Again, the analytics like him. They don't love him. So we'll see what people think there. I know the voting public is still pretty dated. They like to just go off of ERA and wins and kind of where your team's sitting. If you look at almost any category right now, in the AL race at least, Corey Kluber's top 5 in almost everything. He's got 13 wins. He's been pitching well. He's going to break 200 innings easy again. If he finishes with 16, 17, 18 wins, he's be right in that conversation despite how bad his season started. He's striking out over one an inning. He gets a lot of ground balls. His ERA's 3.13. His FIP is 3.08. So that there's no bullshit about his numbers. He's as solid as he appears. When it comes to xFIP, he's right there. He's second, tied for first in WAR for pitchers with Tanaka. Tanaka's another guy that's having a sneaky great season. With how wonky his elbow was, I did not think that was going to become a thing. Quintana's got the 2.80 ERA or somewhere in there, but his xFIP is over 4. Is there value there? Yes. Is he having probably will end up being the best season in his career? I imagine so. He's not a Cy Young winner for me, especially when he's got Sale on his team. I know he's slightly outperformed Sale except for wins, and Sale obviously strikes out more, and there's some beauty to his statistics. I think Sale's the better candidate there. The xFIP's half a run lower. It's gonna be an interesting thing once you start to get into the Verlanders and the prices. So David Price, his ERA is 4. He's had a bad David Price year. The analytics, the advanced stats love him. So every number looks better than it appears on the baseline. He's still winning games. He's 12-8. He's going to throw 220 innings. He's striking out over a batter an inning. Stop me when this sounds familiar, because all of it's going to be the exact same thing with Verlander, except for the flip on whether the advanced stats love you. I have a feeling that Verlander and Price are right there at the end. It's unfortunate. Porcello's kind of in the same boat where I just if Porcello was pitching in Tampa Bay, this isn't a conversation. If he's pitching in Chicago or Cleveland, even, I don't think he's getting a talk. Pitching in Boston, he's going to get some press, right? Aaron Sanchez for me is the interesting one. His ERA is great. He's dynamic inside the strike zone. The innings limit stuff's probably going to eliminate him because the race is so tight. But having watched all 24 of his starts this year, what he's doing is silly, especially for a kid that will he start, will he won't he start? How is he going to be? Can he throw the ball for strikes? Which now is comical because he still walks a few, but 3.45 per 9 for a guy like him is nothing. Right now, I think if anybody but Kluber wins it, I think there's issues there because he's been so damn good, and that team is wonderful. And the start that he had, and all the things he does, the strikeout rates and everything else, he's just having a great year. That's who I'd throw my pick at. Whether he takes it or not, who knows? But as of right now, if I'm putting down my money, if I'm putting down my vote, it's Corey Kluber. In the NL, it's a different race. You got lots of guys. You got Syndergaard pitching his ass off. Yeah, that stings me a little bit. Jose Fernandez is wonderful. His strikeout rates are just Nintendo-esque. Both those guys, the advanced stats love more than even the traditional numbers. We're talking, especially with Fernandez, you're looking at xFIPs 236, FIP 224. Even their BABIPs, their BABIPs for Syndergaard's 343 and 337 for Fernandez, they haven't even gotten any luck, and their numbers are looking this good. When you open that race up, Cueto's had a great year. I think Cueto's going to get bumped off by the fact that Bumgarner's kind of the dude there. Although, like I said with Bumgarner, it's a more smoke and mirrors than the other guys. 2.44 ERA, but we're looking at 3.5, 3 3/4 for some of his advanced numbers. He's going to get the press. He strikes guys out. He does a good job controlling the zone. He's going to throw 230 innings. That's a Cy Young candidate. It's not the guy that's going to win it. Steven Strasburg, he's on the DL. He had a little bit of slippage. His numbers as well are great. I don't think he's in there. Arrieta and Hendricks, I get the Hendricks love, but again, the smoke and mirrors factor for me is too much to overlook. And then you get to the winner. I don't care if he threw 10 innings this year. I know that goes against my Chris Britton statement. Or if he throws 200. Clayton Kershaw and what Clayton Kershaw is doing, nobody in baseball can do the things he does on the mound. It's almost unfair to everybody else in the race because nobody can do it. There's nobody that can put up the type of silly numbers that he does on a regular basis. Will he come back? Hopefully. If he puts 4 or 5 more starts, if he puts up 4 or 5 more high-quality starts, I don't even think it's a race. I think he runs away with it. But we'll see, right? So people sometimes will use the injuries as a way to cloak against doing the right thing. I know I sound like a big fan right now and maybe not the most unbiased person, but I believe that he has to win this award. He was on his way to, well, for him, not the biggest season, but for anybody else in the world, it would have been considered a wow factor. Nobody else could do what he does, So we're looking at this year, 186 ERA. Oh, sorry, no. We're looking actually better than that. So, yeah, hold on here. .179 ERA, 121 innings, 145 strikeouts, a .72 WHIP. Just give the guy the damn award now, please, and let's settle this debate. I don't want to talk anymore. Have a great day, and let's start a discussion.